I don't have enough gear score for this conversation. If it makes you feel any better, I don't either. But really, this goes for everybody. Doesn't matter what your gear score is. I watched a little of this last night. But Armin sent me this, and he said, you know, if you could react to this, that'd be great. But this is Armin TF, guys. This Armin is widely known in the community as probably one of the most knowledgeable PvP minds that we actually have playing Black Desert currently. He was a community manager for a little while as well, and then used that to kind of springboard his streaming career after he left, low-key. And anyway, he's a fantastic streamer too. This is his video here, and he wanted to talk about hit acceleration and BDO and the real problems. So we're going to take a look at this.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to a really quick video I wanted to make on hit stutter, hit acceleration.
Quick 21-minute video.
Hit speed up, whatever you want to call it, and clearing up some of the misconceptions that comes with this this skill, or sorry, this bug, or I guess issue in BDO. Recently, PA last night released a dev blog talking about fixing this problem, or to address issues in Node War and Siege, and I guess general PvP when it comes to hit stutter. And a lot of people were like, oh, they're reducing the hit count, the number of hits a skill has. For example, this skill has like 13 hits. This skill has like 11 hits.
Yeah. Nobody knows what any of that means.
Number of hits on certain.
I know what number of hits means, but the way they lay it out in the skill menu is way too confusing. You just can't tell. I was saying this earlier, so I won't go over it too much again. But when you hit K and mouse over a skill, there's like no way for you to know how much damage you're actually doing. And I've been playing the game for 7 years. I don't know what this stuff means. Like what does 1929 times 10 max 10 targets? Well, you're like, okay, well the times 10 is the targets. Well, actually it's not, because this one's 904 times 1 and then it says max 10 targets. So like you don't even know what the times 1 is, and then you're like, oh no, that's the number of hits. No, then it says comma max 12 hits. You don't know what you're reading. You have no idea how much damage your skill is doing until you actually hit somebody. This needs to be fixed so that it's readable, so that players can like understand what skills are doing damage, what skills are meant kind of primarily for CC, etc. Like players like legitimately have no idea how much damage their skills are supposed to be doing.
Skills in certain classes down to something that's more manageable. They reduce hash.
Probably a good idea, Croft, because they'll recover a little bit.
Bastion's hit count skill on one of his skills from 30 to 9. And a lot of people are like, oh, wow, this is going to finally fix this problem for us. But this isn't the case. High hit count skills.
Guys, you know he's really good at the video game because he actually plays with his keyboard at an angle. Can't do it. That's how you know a super gamer.
Yes, they do contribute to an issue of causing hit stutter more often. Yes, that is a true fact. And there's many egregious scenarios where certain skills have like 50 hits, or 40 hits, or just crazy number of hits, like Succession Wizard's Blizzard. All right, but this isn't the actual thing that causes hit stutter to a high extent. All right, there is a bigger problem.
He has no escape key. Yeah, streamers are poor.
And the bigger problem comes from BDO's tick rate, how BDO addresses information sent from the server, and all this relating to the player's ping. Now, before we get into all our parts and everything like that, I'm going to give you a quick explanation of how hit stutter works.
Okay, I'll keep it a buck with you guys. Again, I'm more nuanced in large-scale PvP. Armin is kind of the opposite side of PvP. He's an expert, but for like the opposite side of PvP. I would say my expertise is definitely like large-scale PvP and understanding how things interact on like a large-scale level. Armin is like a 1v1 guru nut job. 3v3 guru, like absolute unit. And he talks about hit stutter a lot. And I know what that is, but other people don't, so you should explain it so that they know, and then we'll all know.
And the different interactions that you can have with it. For the first one, the very simple one, when you're using a very stationary skill, like my Red Rain or my Dark Frenzy, if
You couldn't have turned up effect opacity, man?
I'm getting hit during this skill, my skill will get sped up and attack faster than it
Wait,
is
really?
intended to. So if this is my my normal attack speed, right, this is my normal attack speed right here, no buffs or anything. This is about how.
You know, true. There are some skills that I notice just cast faster for no reason. Like, I'll have the exact same buffs on, and like for some reason the skill comes out like way faster when I'm fighting somebody versus when I'm just like casting it normally.
How long the skill
True.
should take. If I get like a 25% attack speed buff, it'll maybe reduce it by about, 25%. That's probably not the actual number, but you get the idea. It's not going to make this skill instant. It's not going to reduce it to like a quarter of a second or a half a second. This skill is still going to take a solid second. And this applies to all stationary skills. Now, there's some unique interactions now come with this, and that is that hit acceleration, hit stun, as I like to call it, hit stutter, can actually slow down your skills. And this specifically occurs during airborne skills. So this is skills like Succession Berserkers, Awakening Berserkers, Predatory Hunt, when they're leapfrogging in the air. This can occur during Draconia's Doombringer, where they're flying in the air with an iframe as well. And this can even occur during small instances like this ankle cutter, where I do a little leap into the air. It can occur during any airborne.
What about like Ranger's iframe? I feel like it occurs during Ranger's iframe. That was like the first example I thought of.
State, if you're hit stuttered, hit stunned, or just hit a ton during any airborne skills, you'll actually get slowed down.
So yeah.
You're not going to get sped up. So that is
Okay.
the opposite side of it and how it interacts differently. And the third way it can interact is that hit stun or hit stutter, hits acceleration. It also
You can't hit stutter something you can't hit. Ludi, tell me right now you've never been hit out of an iframe. And I will shut up.
can change based on if you're attacking somebody. This is the normal speed of my Dark Frenzy, right? Keep in mind of the speed. Now I'm going to cast this and hit this dummy. And I want you to pay attention to how fast it is now. You ready? Do you notice how it was faster?
No. What? Do it again.
Cast this and hit this dummy.
Did anyone else think that it was the same speed?
Right?
Maybe this is why I'm a worse player, man.
Keep in mind of the speed.
Oh, okay,
the
hold
normal
on.
speed of my Dark Frenzy. Right? Keep in mind of the speed.
I'm gonna count Mississippi. Hold on.
This is the normal speed of my Dark Frenzy.
1 Mississippi,
Right.
2 Mississippi.
Keep in mind of the speed.
Okay, right at the start of.
Now I'm going to cast this and hit this dummy. And I want you to pay attention to how fast it is now. You ready?
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3
Do you notice how it was faster?
A little slower. I don't know, dude. Yeah. It's faster. It's way so much faster.
Well, that is essentially how hit acceleration works, is that some skills, for some reason, while you're also hitting an opponent, will also be faster. So you can cause hit acceleration not just by you getting hit, but by you also hitting another player. This can occur during even airborne skills, like, again, Predatory Hunt, Doombringer. If you're hitting somebody as you're going up, or you're in the air, then your skill will also get slowed down because you're also hitting somebody. This usually occurs on the last hit of Zerker's Predatory Hunt, where he does the big explosion, for example. Now, those are the different ways that hit acceleration can interact. Now, I want to really quickly show you guys a quick document that I found a while ago.
Oh god, another Google Doc. Oh no, we're good. Okay.
I found it about a year ago, I would say, or 6 months ago or whatever. And this is a document made by Danum. He's a well-known... he doesn't play anymore. He's retired.
I don't have enough gear score for this conversation. If it makes you feel any better, I don't either. But really, this goes for everybody. Doesn't matter what your gear score is.
But a well-known PvP player in Battle Arena. He plays the game a ton. Was a legend when it came to 1v1s and stuff. A lot of people know him in the
Yeah, Danum. That guy.
community that are OGs. And he did a quick document. He's done a couple of these on different interactions. For example, when the CC changes happen and stuff. He did a massive document then, but he knows what he's talking about. And he did some research and stuff and made this document. And in this document, he talks about something very interesting in my eyes. There's some other interesting stuff in this. But, for example, information packet transfer isn't instant. It takes 80 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds just for the packets to travel to and from the server. This means that your data is getting sent to the server and you're receiving the data from the server. This makes a lot of sense, obviously. But the transfer itself not being instant, I mean, you get...
If this is true, shouldn't every skill, by default, even if your ping is 0, every single skill would take you 0.23 seconds to get off? Like a fifth of a second. There should be like a fifth of a second delay even if your ping was 0. If this is true. I don't know, man. Like when I there's no delay. There's no delay. And my ping is probably about 70. Based on where I am in relation to Los Angeles, which is where the servers are. Client side, server side did. I'll let him cook, but like I don't know if that's necessarily true. I'd take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, this guy has a lot of knowledge on this. Whoever made this document has a lot of knowledge, so like I'm just gonna take his word for it. But like, I don't know how he tested that. Take that with a grain of salt. Like I don't take numbers verbatim on a sheet, guys. Like if somebody just puts numbers or puts like a Discord screenshot on the screen, I'm not just gonna believe it. I want to see proof. I want to see evidence. I don't know where the evidence is for this. I will just assume in this case that he's probably telling the truth on this and that he's probably done his research, but I don't know how you would test something like that.
The point.
It's possible.
But the thing I found more interesting was specifically the tick rate. If you don't know what tick rate means, if you do know what tick rate means, you're looking at this number, you're like, what the hell? But if you don't know what tick rate means, tick rate is essentially how often your data is being updated to the server. It's not like when you play a video game, your data is being like 1 billion times a second being transferred and updated to the server. No, there's a rate for this. And most games out there, vast majority of games out there, even a game like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, a game that has been out since like 2012, right? 2012.
BDO's been out since 2012, right?
12 has a tick rate of 64 on the normal servers. Competitive players, pro players, play on 128 tick.
In Korea, I think that it released in like 2014. Yeah.
Majority of their like pugs and lobbies and stuff like that. A lot of games coming out nowadays are updating to be about 128 tick nowadays, especially, and you know, games that even came out in the 2010s are 64. BDO is
so higher tick is better.
Played on 25 to 30 tick rate servers. This is nearly a third of the update rate that other games have for a much slower paced combat system, PvP system, shooting system, whatever it is, interaction.
Wow, that's a bigger number. Very good. Oh, I need, you know, we need Hugh Hotbar in here to explain this. Wow, many ticks, guys. Oh, many ticks.
System with other players. So on BDO, where you're interacting at incredibly, you know, high hit count, high speed skills, a lot of the time in very microseconds, this is just not really acceptable.
Welcome to the real.
It is not.
Now you're living the content.
Not actually healthy for the game itself. And this in
okay, so our tick rate is impossibly low. Okay.
Return causes hit stun to occur and hit stutter to occur.
Oh, thank God, an infograph I can read. Oh, thank Jesus. Okay. Oh, damn, they're using the perfect example. Yep. I can't tell you how many times as a Dark Knight this has happened to me. And DK's actually solved this problem by just iframing before wheel actually finishes. That's the solution. You literally just go into dusk before wheel finishes. It's really frustrating. I'm gonna show it. But Wheel also isn't super armored all the way to the end of the skills, so there's that.
So, if you actually take a look here, this is essentially your client in real time and how your client is working. This player is casting Wheel of Fortune. It is a Dark Knight super armor skill. It is a little wheel with a CC. The ending point of Wheel of Fortune is between...
Dusk is the iframe. Wheel of Fortune is the spinning move. It's your Shift F. So like this skill right here. It's supposed to be super armor. Do you see how the super armor icon was on me for like that for like a really long time like that? Look how long it lingers at the end of the skill after the blade finishes spinning. Yeah, you're not actually an iframe for that. Like that. I mean, you're not actually an SA. You're gonna get knocked. You'll get popped right out of that. It's crazy. It's crazy. So when people try to do Dusk, which is your side dad, this is Dusk. Okay, so you do like this. Yeah, you got to jump before the blade actually finishes spinning. Otherwise, you end up with this gap here, and you just get, well, you get gapped.
Transfers ticks, so the client waits until the next available tick to send the Dusk out.
It's the same with explosive shot. You mean? You mean? That's Shadow Bolt.
So even though this skill, this Wheel of Fortune is ending
Ranger,
in
okay, I have no
between
idea.
This tick here,
I played Dark Knight. I can speak for Dark Knight. I can't speak for Ranger.
right? It can't update
Ludi's
it in
in
between the
chat, though.
tick. It is going to update into your Dusk at the end of the tick, even though this skill is ending in between a tick.
Oh, I get it. So like here's where the server is updating, right? Like the little hash marks are where the server's updating. Okay, and you don't go into iframe because it registers you as still in Wheel of Fortune at the end of the... Oh, okay. It's starting to make sense now. Because it doesn't update until the next tick that you're actually in iframe. There's a gap here. So like your Wheel of Fortune ends and then there's a gap there. Okay, it makes sense. That's why graphics are so much better.
So this skill player on his client is doing the iframe Dusk immediately, but on the server real time with 25 ticks per second update rate, okay, he is casting Wheel of Fortune. He ends the skill. There is a gap. No matter what happens, there is going to be a gap. If you've ever noticed...
I mean, Dark Knight's got more gaps than Swiss cheese, man. Like, this has been known for a while. Honestly, it's just part of the class. You wouldn't even notice this.
Very sometimes,
how you doing, buddy?
rarely, if you're a low ping player, for example, you do a skill and you're going from super armor into iframe and you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
It happens to me sometimes, right? And I'm just going super armor iframe. I'm not getting hit acceleration, nothing like that. I just get CC'd and I'm very confused. It is because of this interaction right here. A lot of people don't know this.
Not necessarily. I mean, he's right. I like that. I would assume that he's right based on this, but like also there could be like 100 different reasons you got CC'd out of like the ping, the tick thing, the frame rate of your computer, right? The frame rate of your opponent's computer. Like there's a lot of factors that go into this, but he's right. This is definitely one of the factors.
Okay.
It's all connected. Yeah.
Well, how does this relate to hit acceleration? Well, all of this relates to hit acceleration because with a 25 tick rate server and your ping, meaning the delay that your information in the first place is getting updated to the server compared to the hits that you're receiving from the enemy player who might be playing on lower ping and his skills are registering quicker on you.
Otterl, congratulations, man. Reported.
Your skill, as you're going into this iframe, that hit acceleration that would normally apply to your Wheel of Fortune is also getting transferred into your iframe. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, I have some examples for you. This is what normal hit acceleration will look like. Okay, you ready? This is what normal hit acceleration
in 140p, yeah,
should look like. I'm casting my 100% here. I am getting 2 CCs. Cool. Sounds good. Okay. I got 2 CCs. All right. I'm about to cast 2 SA skills. Are you ready? This is what it looks like in real time and how fast these skills ended. It might be blurry for you, but I'll fix it and try to show you how it should look. Watch how fast this is. Watch my super armor icon. That was a quarter of a second. Now watch my Dark Frenzy, the skill I showed you earlier. You ready? That was, again, a quarter of a second. I'll even play it with audio.
Well, I mean, he could have canceled it, right? Like, I could just assume he's canceling skills like a madman. Yeah, the tournament's tomorrow. Yeah, noon tomorrow is the NA.
this time so you can actually hear the skill, hear the audio of the skill here. Do you see how fast those skills went off? Now here's how it should look. I even have my Z buff available here. Are you ready? I'm gonna Z buff. I'm missing maybe 6% attack speed from my add-ons, but I'm basically there. I'm basically at the same attack speed. Are you ready? The only thing that was remotely similar was my Dark Frenzy, and that is because I'm hitting a player during it. But my Red Rain was not this slow in that clip. You want to see how fast my Red Rain was in that clip?
Yeah. Let's look at it.
Watch this. It ended in a half a second. It was instantly ending.
Okay, yeah, that was way slower. Okay, yeah, that was way slower. But like, I always just attributed that to like attack cast. But like, look at the buffs on his bar. Right, he's got like buffs and stuff. And I just assumed that he was canceling the skill. Like he was just getting the animation off and then he was just canceling it.
Acceleration, and this is how it normally occurs. This is how hit acceleration normally occurs. I'm getting hit by a Mystic here, and a Lawn, or a Tamer, sorry. I'm not getting hit by a lot of hits here. Let's go on to the next clip. I am not going to hit a player this time with my Dark Frenzy. Same exact scenario. I have my same buffs here. I have my attack speed buff.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm not hitting a player this time. So this time, it is like I'm in this scenario. You ready? This is how fast my Dark Frenzy should be in this clip. That is exactly how fast it should be.
Okay.
Are you ready how fast it is? This Zerker is going to hit me from behind. You ready? It ended literally.
I just thought that he went into Ninja Step, the little slither thing. That's Ninja Step, I'm pretty sure. I just thought he just canceled it with Ninja Step. Is he not canceling the skill? Is the skill just finished? Like, what?
It is. This Zerker is going to hit me from behind. You ready? It ended literally instantly. I animation canceled out of it just before it ended.
See?
But this skill was basically over. It did the full animation instantly, and I wasn't hitting anybody. This is just from me getting hit in the back by one player.
Well, honestly, Armin, that's just part of the game, man. Like, how fast or slow your skill is also RNG. This is fun.
This is on low ping as well. This has nothing to do like with me being super high ping here. Even on low ping this occurred. So this is normal hit acceleration. This is what PA is typically addressing. And if you just want one more example of how my skills should look, this is how my Red Rain should look normally in the same exact scenario with the same exact buff in a real PvP fight. I pop Red Rain, I'm not going to get hit by the Musa. It is the full animation. That was a full normal speed. I had the same attack speed buffs here that I did in this exact clip right here where my Red Rain ended instantly. And you can compare the speeds.
It's definitely not a shit engine. BDO's engine was state-of-the-art when it came out. It's still an incredibly good engine. And, like, they're updating it and stuff. So I don't really necessarily, like... Yeah, it's not perfect. It obviously has problems, but, like... It's definitely better than most of the other engines.
Quarter of a second.
That run MMOs anyway.
A full second. 50% faster.
Okay.
So... That's normal hit acceleration.
I saw a difference this time.
Now let's take a look at what happens when you're involving skills. Oh, actually, I have one more. And I'll show you this. Let's take a look at what happens when you're involving non-stationary skills. And I'm involving an iframe now. And this...
It's about the engine, trust me. Yeah, trust me. Are you a physician?
This is where tick update servers come into play. If I'm fighting an egregiously high hit count skill like Wizard's Blizzard... It is like 40 hits or 50 hits, a crazy number of hits. Even though I'm playing on 45 ping here, it is still going to apply to me and is still going to apply into my iframe. Even though my iframe should be fully unhittable and I should not be able to be sped up at all by any skill, I'm going to get sped up here anyways. This was my ghost step. Do you see that? Do you see how short this skill was? You ready? Ghost step. It ended instantly. This is how...
I just thought he noob jumped. That's a skill?
Fast my ghost step should be. It should take this long to finish. And if I cast a skill after it, it should still give me a decent amount of distance and take about a quarter of a second. I'd say half a second.
Got knocked out of it, okay.
This was literally milliseconds. I'm sorry I don't have my iframe icon here, but essentially my distance was shortened. It ended instantly.
Oh, okay. So he's just getting knocked up at the end. Okay.
Even though I'm on low ping.
He just paused it at an
This
awkward
is due
time.
to BDO's tick rate. Sorry, this is due to BDO's tick rate, and this is also due to the wizard having a high hit rate skill. If BA updates and lowers the hit count on Wizard's Blizzard, this will fix this issue. And what most players are talking about fixing the issue. Yes, I agree.
But, okay, sure.
What happens if I'm on somewhat high ping and I'm getting hit by a skill that isn't even a high hit count skill? You ready? I'm fighting a Sork here. I'm going to do the same exact scenario. I'm going to do the same exact go step.
He's on EU.
The same thing you just saw that got
His ping's like 150 probably.
instantly ended
Well, it depends on, yeah.
by the Wizard's Blizzard in like a millisecond is going to happen exactly here again. But it's going to happen from a Sork. This Sork is going to hit me with a 5-hit skill. Now the difference is I'm on 110 ping, 115 ping here.
That's being generous.
Now you might say, oh, well, why are you playing on 150 ping? You're playing on EU, blah, blah, blah. Like, that you shouldn't be playing on EU anyways. You should be expecting issues. Bro, this is the experience of your average NA East Coast player. This is the experience of anybody that is not like, I don't know, 2 states away from a server.
It's true.
This is what most people are experiencing. Half the BDO population in North America are experiencing right now.
It sounds like a skill diff, to be honest. Stop living in Florida, idiot. Got him.
I am not going to get hit by a high hit count skill here. Watch how fast my iframe ended. You ready? It ended instantly. That was, look at, I have my icons here this time. You can actually see how short it was. Look how fast my iframe icon disappears. You ready? Instantly. This is,
I thought he just canceled it into grab or something.
this is how fast it's supposed to end. And then let me grab. A very, very big difference. And this is essentially, this.
Assuming that that is true, that's actually crazy. I thought he just... Bro, I'll be honest. I don't know how to play Ninja. Okay? I have spent a little time on Kuno. I didn't know that you can't... Like, I just assumed that Armin's so good at the game. I'm just like, oh yeah, he canceled it. That's my solution for everything when he does some crazy-ass play. He canceled it. Like, only he's going to know what he can cancel in and out of.
Scenario right here is happening to every single player that is playing on anything remotely above 80 ping in North America to many skills they are getting hit with. And now this is where I wanted to talk about it. If you are a high ping player, it is irrelevant whether how many hits the skill it is that is hitting you. It is irrelevant. What matters more is how fast you're getting hit. So even if this guy hits me with a skill that does 3 or 4 hits, if those 3 or 4 hits are applying to me instantly, then that means that I will still get hit acceleration applied to my skill, whether it's my dash, whether it's my stationary super armor, whatever it is. For example, I'm getting hit by a Megu here. Now you might say, oh, it's
I don't feel like Awakening Witch really has this issue because I don't really feel like my skills come out any faster when I'm getting turboed. Okay, Awakening Witch basically just stands there and casts skills, and no matter if I'm being hit or not, I just die. I don't know, my skill doesn't really come out any faster.
a Megu, of course you're going to get hit stun.
Seems like a really high APM class thing.
This skill, I'm on the very edge of it, and I'm going to get hit for like a quarter of a second. He's not hitting me a ton. This skill does not have insane number of hits. This is like post nerf. This skill has like maybe 18 hits. I get hit like 3 times here. You ready? I'm going to do a iframe backwards.
Are you ready? I'm like, oh god.
I got no distance. I moved a millimeter. This is how far it's supposed to move me. I moved this far. I'm going to then follow it up with another iframe. I frontal guarded this into an iframe. This should not be able to hit me. I am not taking damage in any regard here. I'm just getting hit in a frontal guard. The distance of this skill was still shortened. You ready? I moved once again 1 millimeter, and I resisted this Mystic CC. Actually, I don't remember if this is a CC. I think maybe it is on Striker, but I don't remember if it is on Mystic. I thought it's a bound. I'm not sure. Regardless, though, if he had cast a CC on me, I get caught here because my iframe, I was not expecting it to move me only like a quarter of a millimeter. This skill is supposed to move me this far when I dash away. It's supposed to go like this, and a little bit more. There you go. It's about this distance. I had to do a scuffed example of how it works, but yes.
Well,
this is how far it's supposed to move me. All of this to show you that it is irrelevant how many hits you are taking. It is purely dependent on your ping to the server. The higher your ping is, the more likely hit acceleration and hit stun is to occur. And the whole reason I want to bring this up is because I don't want PA and people to be...
So if I move really far, so if I move to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, you're telling me that my Awakening Witch might be playable when somebody hits me. I'm gonna pound those motherfucking skills out. You watch me.
Deluded, thinking that essentially, oh, they're reducing the hit count of skills, oh, the problem's fixed. It's not. It is not. It is only like 25% of the problem fixed. This will only massively affect players that are playing on lower ping. If you're playing on anything below like 50 or 40 ping, then yes, this hit count changes will massively benefit you.
Okay, well that's everybody then. That's most people. Okay, in this case. So what he's complaining about, okay, the United States is like, all right, that's the USA. Okay, all right. Currently, the servers are here. Okay, like this is their California. All right, okay. They're moving the server to like here. As Chicago, it's drawn to scale. So like all of the East, like now that the server is here, everyone should have roughly, like even if you're furthest away, you should have under 60 ping. Okay. Unless you're in Canada, but no one cares about those people. So yeah, everybody else is good to go.
If Mystic doesn't have, I don't know, like a ton of hits on his Thunder Pound.
Yeah, if you're living in Canada, there's nothing we can do for you.
In this clip, I would not.
When are they moving it? When are they moving it? Soon, TM? They already did tests on the Global Labs.
Get CC'd out of my iframe. Look, right here. I'm on low ping here. I would not get CC'd out of my iframe. My iframe today, would not get hit acceleration. If the tick rate of the BDO servers were better, I would not get caught here. But I did. If this Wizard's Blizzard was lower hit count, I would also not get CC'd here because I'm on low ping. It is not as much of a problem for me. But in all these other scenarios, which happen way more, I wish I had more clips because it happens so often. I could play on EU for 5 minutes and I can get like 7 clips. For anyone that's on high ping, it doesn't matter if these changes will not do shit for them. They're still going to experience.
I'm super close to Chicago, so I'm in the right place in Canada. Amen, brother. Yeah, no, I'm really close to Chicago as well. I'm just probably on the other side from you. But we're both gaming. We're basically going to be sitting in the server room.
The same exact problems. The same exact problems. So, yeah. My hearts and condolences going out to all the high ping players. And for all of you that are playing on low ping and did not realize this is why high ping is such a massive disadvantage compared to low ping. I could care less about.
And that's always been known. Unless it's Naraka Blade Point.
Anything else, it is literally the fact that you just are incredibly at a disadvantage in terms of hit acceleration and hit stun because you experience it constantly. It affects every part of your gameplay. It affects your dashes. It affects your super armors. It affects your timings. Absolutely everything.
It affects every part of your gameplay if you're good at the game.
And on top of all this, they're also dealing with their cooldowns taking longer to reset. They're also dealing with a bunch of other bullshit like their grabs not being as accurate.
Yeah, so Armin is spitting. Although I am gonna say that of the players in the BDO server, okay, if this is all the players on the BDO server, okay, the portion of the players on the BDO server that PvP, maybe 9%, and that's being generous, but we're gonna round it to an even 10%. 10% of players in BDO PvP. That is being generous. Of the 10% of players that PvP, I would say that what Armin is talking about, it probably affects like 1% of them. Or at least they notice it at a level that it actually hurts their ability to get better at the game. For most PvPers, myself included, who are in the bottom 50% of PvPers, Yeah, my favorite is when people clip me saying I'm in the top 5% of PvPers, but really I was saying I was in the top 5% of players, but in the bottom 50% of PvPers everywhere. But that's okay. Top 5% player. For most people, this is not going to matter too much. Everything that Armin is talking about here is not going to matter too much, and most of it will get fixed with the centralized servers because most of our pings will be below 60. Except for people that live way out on the fringe.
There's a lot of problems with people playing on high ping.
I don't appreciate you forcing your context on me. You're right, Zethian. I'm a top 5% player in North America. There you go. You clip it again. Straight to posterity. It's that easy. I'm farming.
But hits done, it has to be the worst feeling one out of every single thing that I've felt on high ping. I have played on 15 ping in California. I have played on 30 ping. I have played on 45 ping, which I do now. And I have played on 70, 90, 110, and even 152 South Korea playing against players that are on 4 ping. It is absolutely horrendous. The higher you scale your ping, the difference that you feel.
You could say that about every game, though. I'm not super curious and concerned about it. The part that he was talking about with the tick rate and stuff, especially this graphic here where we had 2025, this graphic here was extremely helpful. This is super, super helpful. I love this visual graphic because you can tell where the server is updating at the hash marks, and you can tell exactly why your skill, you got caught out of what you thought was an iframe because the server didn't actually update until the next tick, and it caught you at the end of wheel. Basically, your Wheel of Fortune expired, the server didn't update your dusk, and then you got caught. That makes sense to me. Thank God for that graphic. American hero.
So, anyways, that is all I wanted to say. Hope this video was informative for you guys.
Extremely.
If you were trying to find the link to this Reddit post and maybe some of Danim's other posts, and you wanted to check out all of his other stuff, he has a bunch of other stuff that he's posted, some other interesting videos. He posted some videos when the CC changes were happening. He posted some posts when the CC changes.
Oh my God, he's got so many Kuno posts. That's crazy.
Happening. I'll be linking this post in the description of the video, and you guys can find it there. If you guys want to, feel free to share this video with your friends so you guys can get a better understanding of how.
Yeah. So the problem was he posted it on the Black Desert Online subreddit, and the people on that subreddit hate PvP. Anybody that PvPs in the Black Desert Online subreddit is the devil, and like, is a horrible person. TLDR, high ping equals bad. No, I actually think the most egregious thing in the video was the tick rate. This right here, him explaining tick rate, that's the first time I've ever heard that explained before. He did a good job of explaining it. But like, I had no idea that BDO's tick rate was actually this abysmally low. Hopefully it's higher with the new servers in Chicago. I need this. This is the video right here. You guys all need to go interact with it. These are great videos like this. Armin is a fantastic content creator, and he knows way more about PvP than, let's be honest, 99.98% of the entire rest of the community. I can't think of a community member that actually knows more about PvP and things like this than Armin does, just off the top of my head. He's an absolute unit. You guys should support him when he makes videos like this so it gets more visibility. Frosty also knows a tremendous amount about PvP. I would argue that Armin probably knows a little bit more about stuff like this. Give it a comment. Let me move this.